everyone and welcome back to my channel. So my name is Liddy and today we're going to do a slightly different video. I guess I've done one on the channel before, but it's going to be, as you see in the title, a manga unhaul. So I like to do unhauls here and there so that I can kind of curate my collection a little better, as well as, you know, make room for series that I really love and want to add to my collection. Obviously at the moment I have quite a few bookshelves in here already, but space is very finite at the moment. I've pretty much filled most of these shelves, so I really need to do a good organization, a good clear out of some of the manga that I haven't really been enjoying, as well as, you know, manga that I want to fit in the shelves now. So I really like to do unhauls, and I also really like watching people unhaul their manga that they don't like anymore. So yeah, I'm just gonna do that. And I was gonna do like a kind of worst reads of 2023, but I kind of had a look at what I read last year and realized that there wasn't actually too many things that I didn't really enjoy, mainly because I felt like I didn't read as much as I wanted to last year. I definitely want to read more this year, and I've already kind of read some not great stuff already. So but yeah, we're gonna do this, and definitely let me know if there are some series that you are planning to get rid of this year as well, and and also how you feel about unhauling your collection, because I know some people don't really unhaul their stuff and they just like to keep everything, so that's all right too if you have the space. But yeah, I'm really excited to try this out and see how it goes. But yeah, let's get started. So the first one I want to talk about is this one. It's My Dear Curse Casting Vampiress, if you can see here. So this one was actually, you know, thankfully given to me by Empress last year sometime, and I finally read it the other day, and I really didn't enjoy it that much, and I think I want to unhaul this one mainly because the story itself, the premise is okay. Like, it's about vampire hunting. Like, vampires basically kind of infiltrate humanity, human society, and they are like killing humans basically. They're like parasites in this human world, and there are organizations that are trying to get rid of them and fighting against vampires. But there is a kind of myth or like tale where there is an actual vampiress who actually can get rid of vampires and can slay them basically, and it's her basically, and she is known to be very beautiful and things like that. But then they actually find out that she's been kept a secret by the human society for like 20 years, and they just kept her trapped because they're worried that she might end up like eliminating the human race. So this guy, part of the vampire killing organization, decides to infiltrate that area and try to get her out, and then finds out that she's just a really little looking girl. She's not like a beautiful like lady, like she's just like a, if you can see here, she's just like a little girl. It was okay. Like, it's a very typical story of, you know, them later teaming up and killing vampires basically, and she has a ability to do that with like the curses. But the thing I didn't like about this was that she looks like a little girl, right? Hi, so it's voice over Liddy because I felt I didn't really explain it very well here. But basically what I'm trying to say here is that there are a few female vampires in here, including the main female vampiress, that look really young, but some of the panels drawn I felt positioned them really inappropriately, so I thought it was super unnecessary. Like, even though they are supernatural creatures and maybe even over 100 years old, who knows, they are still drawn really young, and I just don't vibe with that kind of thing at all. That's my main gripe about this series, is it's like that. So yeah, I don't like it, so I will be getting rid of it. Yes. And the next manga that I have is Imaginary This one, a lot of people were talking about it maybe like a year or two ago, but I haven't really heard many people talk about this anymore. I think it's really weird. Like, I tried reading it and I ended up skimming through most of it because the story kind of doesn't make much sense to me. It's basically like these two childhood friends. I think he really likes her, but then they start like imagining things, and then I don't know, it's very weird. Like, I didn't really understand this series properly. I don't know if because I'm just small brain, but to whoever read this and enjoyed it and liked it, definitely let me know what I'm missing, because I felt like I did not understand the story properly, and that might just be a me thing. But yeah, I'm getting rid of this because I personally just didn't enjoy it. Yeah. And then a 3 volumes of a series that I have is Candy Colored Paradox. I'm getting rid of all 3 of these, mainly because these 2 are still plastic wrapped, so I haven't like finished reading the volumes I have, but I read a bit of the first volume and I can't get into it. Like, it's very wordy. I'm not really feeling the 2 main characters' relationship. It's about like a photographer and like a journalist, I think, and I just wasn't feeling their relationship. I didn't feel their connection. The story just was really wordy in my opinion, and yeah, it's not my thing. Like, I don't really enjoy it, and I picked it up based on someone's recommendation back in the day, and then I held off reading it for a while, and then I finally read it and it just wasn't what I expected, so that's why I'm going to get rid of it. Yeah, sad because I picked up all 3 volumes and I'm getting rid of it. So, and then I have another series that is, I've got 3 of them, which is a complete series, is Thigh High. This one is like a really just a silly gag manga, I guess, and it's about this high school. There's like an all boys school, but in this world they dress up in like feminine clothing, so they dress up in like girls' school uniform, and there are some really silly crazy scenes. The art is really pretty in this, and I really like the art, but there's a lot of like manly men in like mini skirts, so it's a really silly series, but I would say the art style is really pretty, if you can see. I don't know if you can see because I can't see myself, but yeah, I thought it was okay. It was quite funny. There's like it's just a really ridiculous manga, like a gag manga, but I didn't feel like it fit with some of the series that I like. I don't think it's something that I will want to reread. I don't feel like it's something that I want to keep in my collection now, so I am going to try and unhaul these. So yeah, and a lot of the series that I'm unhauling today, I'm actually trying to get rid of, and for anyone who is in the Manga Dudettes Discord, I am giving these away for a really good price, so like half the retail price. So definitely check out the Manga Dudettes Discord, or drop me a message to let me know if you want these, if you're in the UK. But yeah, the next one I am thinking of getting rid of is Futari Escape. So this one I read last year and I thought it was really cute. It's kind of like a slice of life GL story, but the GL aspect of it is quite slow moving. There wasn't any explicit progress about their relationship in this volume, but I can imagine there will be more. I think this also only finishes at around 3-4 volumes, so it's quite short. But the thing about this is it's just very simple in my opinion. It wasn't anything groundbreaking. It's really cute. It's slice of life, but it's not really one that I think I will reread. And it's basically about these 2 girls. I think they live together. I can't remember because I read it ages ago, but she is like a writer or a mangaka, and this girl doesn't have a job, and she basically consistently convinces her to like slack off work and like to do other stuff like play games or go on a trip and something like that. And it just kind of follows that story, and it's kind of episodic in that way. The art style is really cute, but ultimately it's not something that I am gonna keep in my collection because I don't really want to reread it. So yeah. And then the next one is What He Who Doesn't Believe in Fate Says. Very long-winded title. This one, seriously not worth, honestly. Like, in my opinion, it was expensive and it was not really worth in terms of the story. And mainly it's about a guy who can see red strings of fate. So in Japan there is a kind of like a story or a myth kind of thing where you're tied to someone by fate, and it will show you through like a invisible red string that everyone is connected to, and he can actually see those strings. And then he has like this childhood friend that he really likes. He's liked her for ages, but their red strings don't connect. But he's a bit like, oh, you know what, it shouldn't matter, right? If I like this person, I should just, you know, pursue them, even if I like, who cares about fate, right? I don't believe in that kind of thing. But then later something happens in the, so okay, this might be spoiler warning. So what happens later is that he meets up with like a new colleague or something. There's a new colleague, I don't really remember, but there's like a new colleague, and then there's like a new girl as well, and they go out for drinks and stuff, and they meet up with the childhood friend. And then the childhood friend actually, her red string of fate connects with his colleague, so he's a bit like, oh no, like what am I gonna do? And that's kind of how this volume ends. And you'd think that would draw me into the story and being like, oh yeah, I want to find out now, because that's a really good cliffhanger. But it didn't, because I don't know, I didn't really feel for the characters. I didn't like their bond. I didn't feel like there was a really good connection between them. And he's just really annoying because he constantly on about like, oh, I don't believe in fate, but then he is gonna let that ending that happened here, where her red string of fate belonged with someone else, like determine what he's gonna do next. I'm like, well, you keep going on about how you don't believe in it, but then it's kind of making you change your mind type of thing. So I felt like his character wasn't really developed very well, and it just was a little bit annoying. So yeah, I didn't really enjoy this, so I'm getting rid of it. And the next one I'm getting rid of mainly because I have the box set now, is The Promised Neverland Volume 1. So obviously if you saw in one of my recent hauls, I got the complete box set of Promised Neverland, and so I'm just getting rid of an extra copy that I got from Waterbooks. And it was really annoying because I don't know if you remember, if anyone watched that haul when I got this in the Waterbooks haul. I actually ordered this thinking, talking to people and being like, do you think there'll ever be a Promised Neverland box set? And then people were like, no, it's like been out for ages, I don't think so. And then as soon as this arrived, they announced the box set. So I was really annoyed. I was like, oh man, I should have just waited. But it was cheap on Waterbooks, so it's fine. But I'm just gonna get rid of it now because I have the box set. And then the next one is Snow Fairy. So this is a Tokyo Pop BL story about a photographer, and then he meets up with this other guy while he's taking photos, and then they kind of talk about photography and teach each other photography and stuff like that, and they grow closer together. For me, I personally found this a little bit boring. Like, I was reading through it, I didn't feel connected to the characters, I didn't really, you know, find their love story like swoon worthy, wasn't attached to them either. So yeah, I didn't really love it. I just thought it was a bit boring, so I'm gonna give it away. Yeah, I feel like a lot of these unhauls will be a little bit controversial, so I'm a bit sorry about that, but yeah, not my thing. The next manga that I probably am gonna give away is I Can't Refuse S. So this one is a josei smut series that pretty much is kind of stupid. It's a little bit ridiculous. Honestly, I would say some of the steamship stuff I've read hasn't been amazing. I did enjoy the villainous one mainly because it was so like ridiculous and it was just very compelling to me, even though the story wasn't great. This one was just really stupid. Like, basically this girl is in debt because of her dad. Her mother is really ill. She has to pay for her mother's hospital bills, but the dad is run away and her mom just doesn't like kick him out basically. So they're just constantly in their father's debt. So she goes to a relative that she knows that is really, really rich and asks him if she can be his mistress. And then there's a butler who is in that estate, and then the butler's like, well, if you want to be a mistress for, you know, the person the master of the house, then you need to be able to seduce me first and learn the ropes of becoming a good mistress basically. So I'm gonna teach you how to do it. And then she obviously agrees to do it because she needs to save her family from debt. And so they kind of do these like sessions where the butler is teaching her how to do like stuff, stuff. And it's just really stupid. Like, in my opinion, it's just very, the story is just very silly, and it wasn't that enjoyable in my opinion. And she's constantly like afraid to do certain things, but she just forces herself to do them because she needs to, save her family from debt. And I don't really think that's nice. Like, I don't like reading that. And it's obvious that the two are gonna fall in love, and then I don't know if this actually happens. This is my prediction, but I feel like later on we're gonna find out that this butler is probably the master of the house as well, and he's just pretending to be a butler. That's my prediction. I don't know if it actually happens. So, but yeah, so I felt like it's gonna be a little bit predictable, so I didn't love this that much, so I'll probably unhaul it. Yeah. The next one I'll be unhauling is Nightfall, Travelers, Leave Only Footprints. This one I got from one of the hauls in Forbidden Planet when I went shopping ages ago, like a year ago, and I finally read it recently and it was okay. It was a little bit boring in my opinion. It's basically about these two classmates. There's a lot of rumors around their neighborhood about like haunted places, and she works for a newspaper at her school. She wants to explore these haunted areas to write about them and to see like if they're actually haunted and stuff like that. So she obviously doesn't want to do it alone because she's quite scared. So she asks her classmate if they will go together, and so they start going to like different areas that are deemed haunted and seek out what they can find and things like that. So it's a cute premise, but I felt like it was just a little bit boring. There's these colored panels in between which are really pretty, like here if you can see. It's really pretty. But for me, I read it once and I was like, it's not something that I'll probably read again. The art style is a bit strange as well. It's quite like blurry if you can see. But yeah, it's alright. I would say this series is expensive for what it is. It's really thin, so it's okay. I don't recommend it in my opinion. It's cute, but it's not anything that great. So that's why I'm gonna get rid of it. And then one I am going to get rid of is this series, and it is Chasing After Our Koshiba. So this one is so I'm getting rid of all 3 volumes. This one is a GL high school series, and I read the first volume and I don't even remember what it was about. But I remember not really enjoying it, and I don't really remember what it was about. Oh, it's like a flashback. So it's a flashback of when they go to like a reunion, and then she starts thinking about this girl that she used to like back in high school, and then it goes back into high school to see like what happened and the story there. So yeah, I don't 100% remember, but I remember it was okay. It was not the best girls' love story that I've been reading recently, so I want to just get rid of it and hopefully find someone who will enjoy it more. I've been really enjoying like Josei GL series, so GL series that are amongst adults, so not in high school. So I think for me, I'm trying to steer away from reading too much high school stories now, because I haven't really been enjoying a lot of high school stories just in general. Like even shoujo romances, I'm not super loving high school stuff. I'm more liking if they're in college, or if there's a workplace romance. I really like workplace romances, so I think that's why I didn't enjoy this one as much. But yeah, I'm gonna give this one away. And some other manga that I've already gotten rid of and unhauled that I want to talk about really quickly. So I'll put like some screenshots over here or here, I'm not really sure where there's more space. But I got rid of a Tokyopop BL called Midnight Rain. It was about 2 adults, and I think one, I don't remember what it was about, but I remember they had like bearded men. So I was really intrigued by that. I was like, oh, I've never seen a BL that has like bearded men. And so I bought it. It was okay. I enjoyed it to a certain extent. It wasn't anything amazing. I think it was only one shot, so it didn't have that much depth into it, in my opinion. And yeah, it was okay. So yeah, I gave that one away. And then the other one I recently got rid of was Ex Yakuza Stray Kitten, I think. Put it over here. Basically, I got rid of that one because I thought it was okay. I found it a bit frustrating. Obviously, the cat itself was really scared of the Yakuza, and that was a bit over the top, because consistently the Yakuza, reassured the cat that, he was a good guy and he was going to take care of the kitten. But then the kitten internal monologue was like, oh my god, he's so scary, I want to run away, kind of thing. And it just kind of kept going through that whole volume, and there wasn't that much growth in the kitten's character. And I know this is like stupid, like, oh, what can you expect? But we're hearing the cat's internal monologue the whole time, so it was a bit like frustrating to constantly read the cat being like super afraid of the Yakuza. So I thought it might kind of go in that direction consistently throughout the next volume, so I didn't end up picking up more, and I don't really feel like reading it again, so I decided to get rid of that. And the other one I got rid of was The Night Captain is the New Princess to Be. I'll put it up here. I had the first 2 volumes, and then I got rid of 1 and 2, and that one was just really ridiculous. I would not recommend that manga to anyone. I think it's really stupid, in my opinion. It's a bit harsh, but I think that the main reason why I didn't like this was, obviously this is going to be spoilers for like the story, but the lady in the story, the main character, is supposed to be a knight captain, but she doesn't fight for herself. She doesn't ever fight in the manga. She's always being saved by the male lead when she's supposed to be a knight captain, which I found really stupid. Like, if you are the guard of this prince, then why are you not able to fight your own battles? Why does he always have to save you? Like, why are you a damsel in distress? I find that really weird. Then he also is in love with her, and kind of, I think he is forcing her to pretend to be his fiance because he doesn't want to get set up with anyone. But I find that a bit annoying, because I'm like, she doesn't want to do this. She is happy to be a knight captain. Like, I don't feel like you should force her into being your bride just because you don't want to be set up with anyone else. So I felt like that was a bit annoying. And the plot is just all over the place. Like, there are people who are constantly trying to get rid of the prince, and then they use her as his weakness, and then she's always caught up in these like stupid plots to get rid of the king or prince or whatever, and then he comes and saves the day. And it's just very much a damsel in distress story, and I really don't like that because I like my female leads to be very strong and self-sufficient. So yeah, I did not enjoy that. I think that was one of my worst reads so far this year. It was really bad. I wouldn't recommend it, so that's why I gave it away. I hope the people I gave it to do enjoy it, but personally I didn't. So yeah, that one was a dud of the year. And then another one I got rid of is the Dragon's Imperial Wrath, something Rat Clan. I'll put it up here. But I thought that one was very confusing. The story is a little confusing in general. I felt like the plot moved a little bit weird. The Dragon King was really into the main female lead, but we don't really know why. And I thought that was a bit strange. The story, I think, is also only like 3-4 volumes, so I'm wondering how they're even going to wrap it up, because there wasn't very much depth in the first volume anyway. So what kind of situations are they going to put these characters through to create a story in that short of a volume? So I got rid of that. I hope whoever I gave it to enjoys it. I think it was Kitsune. Kitsune, I hope you enjoy it. But I personally thought it was a little bit confusing, and I didn't really enjoy it that much either. And considering how expensive it was, not worth it in my opinion. So yeah, I got rid of that. And then another one I got was Yagi, the bookshop goat. I didn't like that one, mainly because of the story. I thought the story was a bit strange. I think there's also like an age gap in there that I didn't expect and I didn't enjoy. I don't remember what it was because I read it last year, but I wanted to clear that out of my shelves because I did not enjoy that, so I gave it away to someone who hopefully will enjoy it. And I know some people did like it. They said it was really cute. That's why I initially picked it up, but it definitely wasn't for me. So yeah. So yeah, this was everything in my manga unhaul today. I know this is a little bit more of a negative video, but I still hope you enjoyed, and I personally really like watching manga unhauls. I feel like it's very therapeutic. It's very cathartic to be able to, you know, get rid of things that you don't want in your collection anymore, to make room for things that you really, really, really want to read and things that you really want to enjoy. I'm trying to be really picky this year on what I pick up, mainly because I'm definitely running out of space for sure. So I need to be a little bit more picky on what I want to pick up and read physically, because I feel like I've definitely been a victim of buying way too much of a series before even knowing if I enjoy it. And definitely from the Night Captain one, I bought volume 2, and then when I read volume 1, I instantly regretted the fact that I had volume 2 bought when I hadn't read the first volume. So one of my resolutions this year is to try and purchase things that I enjoy, but also if I buy the first volume in a series, I want to read the first one before I get any more, so that I know that I'm actually going to enjoy it, because I always fall for buying the whole series and then realizing that I don't, and I have a lot of stuff here that I've done that with. So we'll see what happens to my collection. We might be doing more unhauls in the future, so definitely let me know if this is something that you enjoy, and let me know if any of these are of your interest. I am selling these on the Manga Dudettes Discord. If you join, I'll put the link down below. You can give me a message to let me know which ones you want. I'm definitely selling them for really, really cheap, like half the retail price, so definitely let me know. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. I've been making manga content every week, so you have videos to look forward to. I've got a few videos already scheduled until March as well, but I've also got videos planned to film and edit till the end of June, I think. So I have a lot of video ideas, so I'm really excited when I'm going to share them with you. So yeah, definitely let me know, and I'll see you in my next video.